Hey, welcome to Sovereign Sound Studios, my home. I'm going to jam for a bit. This is a pure, for fun jam session. I need to rock out a little bit. I'm calling that Cinnamon Hearts, tentatively. I've got to go to the clinic in the morning. Such is life, I suppose. That's rocking out with my cock out right there, boys. Just talking shit. This is mad fun. I live a kind of a solitary existence, but you can't really create and produce any other way. And countless artists throughout history have said the same thing. So I don't mind. My greatest pleasure is creating stuff. When I finish a piece, whether it's a poem, a lick, a song, a completed song, a podcast, a video, I get high as a kite. It's a self-reinforcing mechanism. I do good and I feel good. That's a quote by Abraham Lincoln, who once said, "When I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad, and that is my religion." And I definitely feel that. I've said this before, like, I get to have intimate conversations with some of the greatest minds in history, all for like the cost of a cup of coffee and late fees at my public library. I do like buy a lot of books. I do like have a extensive library, but that's like what I choose to spend my money on. Books. And I always like had this fantasy of like, if the world ever does end and like society collapses, I've got all the food and shit I'll ever need, at least for like a year, and all the books and entertainment I could shake a stick at, and I'll be fine. So in the past year, I've started getting into occult literature and kind of spirituality stuff. Not that I necessarily believe everything, but it's interesting to see what other people believe and what other people have thought about certain things. And they say it's the hallmark of intelligence to be able to entertain another idea without accepting it as true. And that's been the basis of all my exploration intellectually. I love exploring ideas, and it's like language is such an adventure. And I'm really grateful to my cousin Rogers, who put me onto this. So, like when I was a kid, it's been an awesome adventure and a journey for sure. If I hadn't had my cousin Roger's influence, who knows what would have happened to me. I would have probably been some burnout robo-doctor with a trophy wife and kids that hate me. I get to be like an eternal teenager and just play guitar and chain smoke, pound coffee, and create to my heart's content. I'm like really happy. There's nothing I'd rather be doing. And I get to like hang out with my folks and like be around my sister and her kid. It's the best. Can't ask for anything else. If I by some miracle make a living, just a modest living doing this, like I feel like Lou Gehrig, like the luckiest man on earth. I actively sought out a hard life, a challenging one, because I wanted to do it. I wanted to experience it. I wanted to experience it. It's fun. There's no reason life can't be an adventure. If you're stuck in some dead-end job, like do what you have to do to get some time for yourself to think and figure out what you want to do with your life. What makes you happy. We only get one life that we know of, and there's no reason to spend it being miserable. Life's too short to be hateful or nasty or ugly. I try to do everything from a place of love because I genuinely care about people. I try to leave everything on the field. That's a concept from sports, but it rings true of all areas of life. Do everything you're doing. Give 100%. Don't leave anything extra in the tank. You get one life. Exert yourself fully in the moment. Don't leave anything left on the field. Make them carry you off. They will do it, and they will be glad to do it. I'm only 39. I'm not even 40. And I feel like an old man sometimes in some ways. Just from the sheer amount of varied experience I've had. You know. But it's just my opinion. I could be wrong about everything. I don't know. This is what makes me happy. I try to share it with people. I just try to entertain myself and my friends because I know what they like. And I've just had a unique opportunity to have the time to develop skills that anybody could have easily done what I've done if they just had the. I just worked hard at stuff. It's no big secret. Let's play some more. Shit was fun. I need to work up my dexterity because my hand's getting a little fatigued. I haven't been playing all that much. fun to play. One thing, if you've ever been around mentally ill people, you will know that they chain smoke. And it's just something about having bipolar disorder that makes people need nicotine and caffeine. I had a girlfriend in Myrtle Beach who was bipolar too, and she was the same way. Loved cigarettes, loved caffeine, had an aversion to self-care and showering, and that's like true of a lot of us. I have to force myself to do basic stuff. It's like gotten in the way of personal relationships. I've become like very good friends with a girl I went to high school with, Laura, because she's like dealt with some like hardcore shit too, and we both encourage each other to advocate healing and shit publicly, because I know that if I had somebody openly talking about what I was going through when I was going through it, I would have gotten into recovery a lot sooner. The reason I do what I do because that's what I wish someone had done for me. That's what I go by. Would what I am doing have helped me if someone else had been doing this for me when I needed it? And that's all I really care about. It's not for regular people. It's for people struggling, who the other me's of the world, who have to deal with shit alone. And everybody deals with something. So it's not like to put me and certain types of people apart. It's just to say that, I have a certain experience that can help be beneficial to other people. And I like to support other people who are doing what I'm doing that I personally know. It's like really good to get constructive criticism and feedback and like positive words and vibes from another person who's doing what you're doing, who sees the value in it. I've had a lot of fun since I've gotten home from the beach these past couple years. It's been amazing. Kind of had to quit pretending I'm a normal person. Which is weird, because I used to hate the idea that I was different. But it doesn't serve anybody to not embrace my gifts and my challenges. It takes rigorous honesty, as they say. And I'm not one to spew off like AA wisdom, which I do all the time, but I just say that. But like that stuff's really helpful. Like the right word, the right time can really break through to somebody. And like one of the biggest breakthroughs in my personal journey of recovery was my therapist just saying the phrase, "Let your light shine." It was a revelation to me, because I never felt like I had permission to fully express myself, not from anybody else, but personally. I wasn't allowing myself to fully lean in to who and what I was. And when my therapist told me that, I was like, holy shit, I get it. And the world, the universe, and God speaks in synchronicities, and so like he said that that little nugget to me. And then I was at the clinic several months later, and they hand out little like inspirational bracelets. And it said, "Let your light shine" on it, and I was like, "This is like a sign or something," which is just being like, having like superstitions of an old picture, but it's helped me. And you use what you have and what you know, always. You know, you use what you can, take what you can use, and disregard the rest. And those are words I live by. Do what works for you, and don't worry about the other stuff. And that goes true for my music and poetry and stuff. Take what you like, and just ignore the rest. If you like one of mine, enjoy it. Don't worry about it. It's perfectly fine. That's how art is supposed to be enjoyed. You get from it what you interpret from it. It's not meant. It doesn't really matter what my like the author's intent so much. It's what you as the reader and consumer get out of it. This is just pure improv. I would not be the same person if I had money. If I had like just extra money, I would inevitably just piss it away on like shit that makes me happy and feels good. And I would just like, I would not have to like entertain myself with like a guitar and get good at it. It's only because I don't have anything else to do. And I've kind of forced myself into that on purpose. So I didn't give myself any other option but to get good. And that's kind of my secret, is that I've not given myself any option but to get good at it. I dug myself in such a hole that the only way out was to be successful. It's kind of self-abuse, but I do it willingly, and it's paid off for me. And it's fun. Everybody should play an instrument if they can. Thanks for hanging out with me. I don't feel so alone when I know people like are keeping up with my stuff. It's strange, I will admit, to have people follow your work. I just kind of told away without anybody knowing when I was just doing poetry, because nobody really reads poetry, and it's safe. You can just be anonymous. But when you start like doing music and podcasts and stuff that actually people will judge you for being good and actually like, it's different, With poetry, you can kind of hide behind an intellectual wall, because only like certain people like poetry as it is, and it's not very popular. It's not a popular medium, really, but it can lead to popular stuff like music. And I fully intend to get super good at guitar, because I literally, like, I've just holed up and worked on writing for years. It was like to the exclusion of everything else. And I'm going to do the same thing with this guitar. And I've not left myself any other option but to get good at it. I don't have a backup plan. I wouldn't have been able to do any of this if I hadn't started going back to the methadone clinic in February. The only reason I've been in such a creative flourish because I haven't been in constant pain, and I kind of took that for granted. A large reason I was just stagnant, not being able to function, is because I was in like a shit ton of pain, and I never really talk about that. It's just nobody else's concern. Nobody else has to deal with it, and that's true of everybody. Everybody with their own stuff. Nobody else is going to have to carry that for you, so you shouldn't live for other people's expectations. You're the one who has to answer to yourself. Jimi Hendrix said, "I'm the one that has to die when it's my time to die. So let me live my life the way I want to." Wise words. I'm writing a podcast right now, tonight, about the road trip and the spiritual pilgrimage, because I feel that's very much in the vein of who I am. I've got it right here. I write out podcast scripts beforehand. and kind of just read it and do some ad-libbing, but like it's so much fun to write about shit I'm interested in, stuff I care about. It would seem like homework in any other context, but it's a great privilege because other people are having to like stand on their feet all day and like be slaves to ticket machines. Like cooking is very hard. It's hard work. Working in kitchens is tough. It's no way to live, really, if you can help it. Unless you're like an executive chef. But by the time you get enough experience being an executive chef, you're probably 40 anyway. And you probably couldn't physically deal with like being on the line that much. So you just get to point and like it's more about your knowledge that you've accumulated and your expertise more than it is your physical work. But I was just a cook. I was like a pit slave. Dish slave. And there's a certain kind of camaraderie that dishwashers have with each other that we don't talk about with anybody else. There's a certain pride that goes with being with being able to take the most abuse of anybody else in the kitchen. There are lots of good chefs and good cooks that were never dishwashers, and that's fine. That's perfectly acceptable. But there's a certain kind of respect that goes along with the guys who make it to top level positions in kitchens, who have put in the time at the bottom, and it says something about your character and what you're willing to do for the kitchen. And that stuff's applicable to other aspects of life. As I talk about soft skills in the restaurant business that are really translate well to business and other fields. And anyone who has a stomach for it should try to work in a restaurant at least for a little while once in their life. It's very democratic, and if anybody who just shows up every day and puts in an effort is gonna be able to eat that day, and you're gonna get a paycheck. So, as much as it's exploitative of like immigrants and stuff, those people would not have any other means to support themselves if it wasn't for those kitchens. So, it's a double-edged sword. It depends on how it's used. Capitalism can be a great thing, and is a great thing if it's done right. There's no other way that individuals can empower themselves through serving their fellow man. At least not yet in human history. And people who bash capitalism don't really understand it and the great good it is. But anyone who's gone out into business for themselves will appreciate it for what it really is. It's a means for dignity, for freedom. Like I can make my way in this world by my own hard work and sweat. That's powerful stuff. It's important, and it's fundamental to this country and what this country has been built on. And the more we stray into socialism and wealth distribution and taking from producers and giving to those who want cush lives doing nothing, the farther we drift from what has made us great. And we do that shit at our own peril. I've been working non-stop since before the sun came up today. So, and it's almost 1:30 in the morning. That's almost 18 hours non-stop of working. So, I've rocked out hard today. I'm going to take my meds and fucking crash because I've earned it. That's one of the good things about being your own boss. You can work hard, put in what you need to put in, and crash when you need to. I encourage everybody who wants to try to be an entrepreneur. It's super satisfying. If you've got a penchant for self-abuse and are motivated, you can do it. I'm gonna go crash. I really appreciate y'all being with me and watching me play. It means a lot. Take care. I love y'all. And keep fighting the good fight. We're going to get through this together. We're going to win. Take care.